Hi, I'm Adrienne McCann. I'm here because I'm telling you my journey with multiple sclerosis, MS. I just got diagnosed in June, actually. That's very recent. However, they thought back in January I had all the symptoms. They were not sure. This is where it all began. I didn't know what was going on with me. I would repeat myself. I would forget. My husband was like, didn't I just tell you that? And I forgot. I'm sorry. I would have numbness in my legs, tingling in my fingers. Sometimes I would just lose focus in my eyes. And I was like, what's going on with me? So I diagnosed myself. I said, it's the flu. That's exactly what it is. I ain't gonna worry about it. I got the flu. I'm gonna eat right, do what I gotta do. Because there can't be nothing else. I have no idea. But then it just wasn't stopping. I began to have leg spasms. My left leg, the pain in my left leg was excruciating. It was without measure. I've never had that pain in my life. I said, what is going on? Why am I hurting? I'm at work and doing what I have to do. I'm in healthcare and I love it. I'm walking and all of a sudden I lose my step and I begin to fall. And I grab one of the technicians and I said, I just feel dizzy. I don't know what it is. I said, maybe again it's the flu. I have no idea what it is. Just constantly. And then I have a buzzing in my right ear. It never stops. After many years, I went to the doctor. I said, okay, I can't do this. There's something wrong with me. I need you to check and see what's going on. It was right around Christmas time. And I'm going to tell you, I love Christmas. I ain't going to let nothing get in the way of me and my Christmas. I was going to enjoy myself. My girlfriend had this party. She said, we're going to have a saxophone player. I said, I'll be right there. So at the time, I sat down at this table and I relaxed. And now, I'm telling you, a woman walked up to me. Now, she had all white hair and her skin was like milk. I said, oh, Jesus, I done died. I thought I died. I said, Jesus. I said, Miss, you look like an angel. She said, I see you that you're not all right. Are you okay? I said, I just feel dizzy. It's like my body began to leave. I can't explain the feeling, and I could feel buzzing in my ear. I could actually feel frying in my head. I was like, what is going on with me? Went to my doctor. I said, it was a nurse practitioner. I love her. I've never met anybody that thorough. I usually see my doctor, but this particular time, God set some stuff up. It was a nurse practitioner. She said, have you ever had an MRI? I said, no. She said, I'm going to have an MRI of your brain. I said, okay, that'll work. I said, okay, that's fine. Like, ain't nothing wrong with my brain. So around January 10th, I had scheduled for the MRI. If you saw that machine that you have to get in, that thing is long. I said, you're going to put me in that tube. It looked like a capsule. But I got in that tube, boom, it was over with. Had no problems. I said, I'm good. I told my husband, I'm good now. Let's go home. I'm at work 4 days later. The phone rings. I said, well, why is Johns Hopkins calling me? I picked up the phone. I said, oh, Jesus, why is Johns Hopkins calling me? I told my nurse, I said, I'm scared. They called me about the test. She said, don't be afraid. They call me AD. Pick up the phone. I said, hello, this is Johns Hopkins, and we need you to come in tomorrow. Why? At 11:30, the doctor wants to see you. I'm like, oh, Jesus, I'm so scared. I'm riding home that day. I said, I'm going to leave early from work today because my nerves are shot. So I get in my van. I'm driving home. I'm like, I'm only 12 miles from my job. But that day, it seemed like it was 100 miles away because all this stuff is going through my mind. What's wrong? What did they see in my brain? Am I dying? God, how much longer I got? Jesus, why is it taking so long for me to get home? I'm not even halfway home. How much longer? I pull up in the driveway. I couldn't wait to get in. I said, I talked to my husband. I said, Teddy, I got the call. He said, what? I said, they must have seen something. They want to see me tomorrow. That scares me. I hate when the doctors do that. Why is she calling me and calling me at work like that? He said, calm down. We'll go tomorrow. Well, I was anxious, so I got up that next day early. The appointment was what, 11:30? I was up by 6 or 5 in the morning because I was scared. I got up. I said, okay, Teddy, we going? I'm nervous. We got to the office. I walk in the room. Me and my husband are looking at each other. He's looking at me, and I'm looking at him. Here she comes in, walking slow motion. I said, why is she coming in slow motion? Come on, hurry up and tell me. I'm looking at my husband. He's leaning forward. I'm like, what is it? Please tell me what it is. Well, I want to ask you, do you have... I said, no. Before she could get it out, because I wanted to say no and go. That's why. She said, Miss McCann, I just want to talk to you. And my husband's leaning forward. Well, we looked at the picture of your brain. I got brain damage. She said, calm down, Miss McCann. She said, wait. You have lesions. I said, oh, Jesus, what you talking about? You have lesions on your brain. I said, well, why? She said, wait a minute. My husband's like, what do you mean? She said, wait a minute. We don't know what it is. We can't assume because I'm not the specialist. I'm going to have you to go to see a neurologist. Do you have autoimmune? She said it again. I was like, no. But yes, I do. Hello, I have vitiligo. Yes, I have autoimmune. I was just scared. So he says, so what does this mean for us? How is it? It appears she might have multiple sclerosis. I'm in shock. Tears just rolled down my eyes. I was like, Lord, help me. Then I turned to my husband. I said, you know what? She said, any questions? I kind of didn't even hear what she said. I looked at my husband. I said, I want to go to Chick-fil-A. We got up, and all the way home, it was just quiet. I could hear myself eating my sandwich, and I could hear that buzzing that's always in my ear. And I said, what's next? We get to the house, and I looked at my husband. He went on the front porch, and he must have talked to his brother. And I saw him tearing up. And he came back in the room, and I said, Teddy, don't be sad. And I sat on his lap, and he just broke down and cried and held me. He said, why you? He said, you're like the sweetest person. Why? He said, what does this mean for us? What is this going to mean for my sweetheart? What? I said, Teddy, I don't know. I'm afraid too. Fast forward. He said, well, we got to get another MRI. I said, oh, Jesus, another MRI. Another one? Why? Ain't that when I got MRI? I got multiple sclerosis, so why I need another MRI? I'm tired of going in that stuff. She said, we have to because we didn't get the dye in your arm. We have to do the dye because it has to be with contrast and without. And we want to look at your spine. And little did I know that it's going to be an hour and 45 minutes inside of a tube. That's long. I said, okay, I still believe God. I'm going to have faith. Got in that tube. They said, now, Miss McCann, we're going to give you the buzzer. And if there's something wrong, you buzz. I said, I ain't going to need that buzzer because I got faith. I said, Jesus, please let me do good. Please, Jesus. I got in there. They said, good. Click. They said, good. Click. I said, all right. They said, oh, you're moving a little bit. I'm like, God, please let me just get this over. They said, good. You did it. 3 hours later. Now, why I ain't take that pill? I wouldn't have been no 3 hours. I kept moving and squirming. You see, I just love God. He's so faithful. He's so faithful. He let me see, he said faith of a mustard seed. That's all it took. Me even walking in there was the faith. I give God the glory for that. Well, that night when I went to sleep, I was fearful. I said, Lord, what is wrong with me? What the test gonna show? Fear. See, Satan does that. Put stuff in your head. You're gonna die. And that night I'm sleeping and I'm getting hot. I'm getting cold. I'm getting hot. And I couldn't sleep. And And I began to just turn to God. I said, this is the period of time where I need to run into the arms of Jesus because I'm afraid. My husband said, my friends are coming to surround me, but they don't know what it is because nobody in the circle, we've never had it. So we didn't know. I'm in the room and I begin to pray. I said, Father God, what's wrong with me? Talk to me. Will you help me? I'm afraid. I said, I have a son with autism. What do I do? How is it going to affect my life with him? So many things. My job, my life. What? That particular night, I went to sleep. And I tell you, the Lord is faithful. He's awesome. And as I went to sleep that night, I actually saw the hand of Jesus. I tear up. And blood, the blood of Jesus, and it was going into my body. I said, God, you give me a blood transfusion. That's what God does. I tear up about this. So what God is saying is that even in the midst of the storm, He's our way maker, our deliverer, and the lifter of our heads. With sadness and fear, just know we can run to Him. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't understand everything. I didn't get it. But one thing I know, that God is still on the throne. He's faithful and just. And I'm not going to, this is a journey with multiple sclerosis, but it's not my final destination. I want to tell you that God can do anything, even in your fear, your sadness, when you have naysayers saying that you should have faith. You know, one thing God reminded me, He said, the mustard seed is small, but it grows into a big tree. So that's the faith God has given it. Plants that faith in you. And you know, this journey, a lot of sadness. It is. My husband doesn't understand it. And now I'm walking with a cane. I'm in physical therapy. She said, you're going to have to get a cane. I said, but this won't be the end all. I know it will not be. I hope that I hope I'm talking to people to give you hope, to tell you that God is our hope, and that whatever circumstance or situation that we may be facing, He's there. When the world says, oh, you're going to do this or you're not going to make it, God will do it for you. He will stand with you no matter what. It doesn't matter about, well, I have a cane and oh, I have dizziness. I do. There's dizziness. Multiple sclerosis, you have lesions. It's autoimmune, and it's all in your brain. It's in your head. It affects people differently in different ways. Some people have vision problems. Some people are in wheelchairs. Some people walkers. Some people just lose all mobility. It's just so, I've learned so much about it. And this is what God has done now that I'm walking in that journey. He's helped me to love even more. And this is what God told me. He said, Adrian, love wins. So it's giving me more compassion. So then when I see people sick, I get it. Or that my work in the dialysis center, I get it. Because I walk in those shoes. I get it. So it affects different people differently. But guess what? I'm with a support group now, and we talk about it and how we're going to empower each other. And not only just people with multiple sclerosis, anybody, whether it's dialysis, whether it's cancer or anything, God can do it. I encourage you today that there's nothing too hard for God. It isn't. And in this multiple sclerosis diagnosis has actually made me stronger in my walk with Christ. The faith, loving people, being upfront, steadfast in all that God tells me to do. And that's all I want, is to tell you that Jesus is Lord, and that He can do anything but fail. Multiple sclerosis is my journey, but not my final destination. Trust me. God is faithful.